And we're back, part two. Also, I just wanted to show off my buffalo check PJs since it's Christmas Day. But yes, nonetheless, getting back to my point, I don't know if it was the director's choice or the actor's choice, but we get hints that he's, or some kind of inkling that he is Latino, with the Goya cans in the background and a picture where I believe he's holding a baby, and you don't know if necessarily it's his child. But there's some sense that Arthur is Arturo, you know. And to his credit, to Raul's credit, this is, I haven't seen all his film work, but it's very reminiscent of Little Fish, where he is able to express vulnerability really quite well. Like it's genuine and humbling to see him, where he realizes that Chloe is pregnant, and perhaps it gives him some sense of heartache, because perhaps he himself was caught in a situation like that where he had to let go of loved ones. He keeps that's his overall message to her, that in order for her to survive, that she would have to forget about her loved ones, and he's just thinking about her and getting her out of there, and completing the mission of just going to Boston so that she can get on the next boat and take her child with her. The thought of survival for Sam, her baby father, it just goes out the window. And so, but she's like, I can't consciously just leave him. I know the androids have him. Um, so yeah, I also want to make that clear that for some reason, when I first heard of this project, I thought of like the essential mother of all androids, because that's what it sounds like. But looking at the trailer on YouTube, it says mother slash android. So it's a mother story and also very much a sci-fi story with android. And it has a very Terminator feel to it. You know, like the instances where we see, I think, what is it, John Connor? I don't remember the names anymore for Terminator, but when he's on the run, he's on a motorcycle with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is the Terminator who saves him. Yeah, I think part two, because part one he was out for him, but in part two and three, I think he's on a mission to save him. There's a lot of bikes, so I don't know if they were also influenced by a number of other sci-fi fiction films and sci-fi tropes, which what we see is what we see in this film. So somehow Arthur is convinced to get Sam, and he donates basically his suit that would make her near impossible to be seen or detected by androids, in this abandoned house where they've enslaved the last bits of humans that they've been able to find. Um, but she has to go in alone because he only has that one suit, Arthur. So, in a brave attempt, she does go in, and there are instances, I believe, I forget the film. There's instances of like The Quiet Place. If you've seen Emily Blunt's film, you can't say a word, or you'll meet your demise. Um, there are instances of Signs and Bird Box. Again, it's always a mother's story, a pivotal mother's story of what we as women don't do for our children. So the movie and the story is very much centered on that. So yes, she is able to rescue Sam. Poor Sam. They hurt him really bad. But that she is successful because of the suit. And then I believe she almost gets caught, but Arthur comes to her saving grace, and yes, he's an excellent shot and is able to take down a number of androids. And I believe she soon after probably faints or gives birth. I have to rewatch it. And then she ends up in a hospital near Boston, where she has given birth, maybe via cesarean, and Sam is safe and sound in the bed next to her. But unfortunately, his legs were so and ankles were beaten, broken and bruised and beaten so horribly that so he won't lose his life and his body go gangrene. He loses his limbs. And then in the other bed is Arthur. And in a very crazy twist of events, she is questioned, like, how did she get there? How is that possible? How were you able to rescue him in a house full of androids? How were they not able to detect you? She explains to them the suit, and that Arthur was the creator of the suit, that he worked in programming, and so he kind of fixed some coding and was able to create this genius suit. And the guy that's interviewing her is like, that hasn't been even created. And then they piece it together they put two and two together, and they realize that Arthur is not who he appears to be. And this is where I say that this is an incredible testament to Ro's talent, that it's very reminiscent to how he's able to stretch out his acting ability. To me, it reminded me of when he played Eduardo Flamingo on Gotham, the show Gotham, and he plays this villainous character, which is not typical. I mean, most of his roles have been harrowing, or a ham, like very much in the Army of the Dead, but still empathetic and still very humble and human. But here we see that switch off, because he was an excellent android who just knew how to play into George's empathy as a human. And he said that before they even get to the hospital, and when they're in that bunker, it's a bunker that Arthur has, he said that humankind's Achilles heel is love. Through love, unfortunately, you lose everything. So if you're devoid of love, is how you succeed. And an android wouldn't have any feelings or empathy. So we see this like villainous character appear. And that's why I say, like, I believe his acting ability is stretched here. So there are many multi-facets to his ability, and we see that in Little Fish, Army of the Dead, and now this film, and also even Night Teeth too. So credit to him, and you should keep an eye out on his future projects, because I feel like there's more in store. So Georgia escapes by the skin of her teeth. I won't spoil it for you, the end. But she quickly realizes that it's not how she had hoped. She gets what she wants. She's able to get on that boat, but the officials that are on the boat, which we're not clear if this happens routinely. Why aren't androids a thing in Korea? But they let her know basically that she has to give up her baby. They don't want adults there. They think it's easier for them to just keep the kids, but not the parents. And she has to have the worst decision of her life, of giving up her child for his safety, for the betterment of the child, so that that child could survive, has a chance to survive. That if he stayed, he wouldn't have. And I believe, from doing my research, the writer and director for this film, Mattson Tomlin, he has a similar story that he was able to weave into this sci-fi thriller with his own adoption personal story. So this is very much enveloped in his life. Credit to him, though, he is doing the thing. Like, according to his Wikipedia, he wrote a script for the Project Power in 2020 for Netflix, starring Jamie Foxx. He was asked to be brought on board to assist with the Batman 2022. That film, the film will serve as a reboot for the Batman film franchise and star Robert Pattinson. I mean, he has a bevy of projects coming, even going into the next year. He is also writing for a film adaptation and video game character Mega Man for Netflix. In May 2020, Tomlin sold a spec script titled 2084 to Paramount Pictures. By September 2020, Tomlin wrote the script for Mother Android with the intention to direct. In February 2021, Tomlin was hired to write the screenplay for an anime series based on the Terminator franchise to be produced by Netflix, Skydance, and production. So I think he's already testing the waters when it comes to Terminator. He's already being influenced, and he just wanted to see if in the scope of directing, which I think he did a great job. The visuals are beautiful. Little Fish, I was a big fan of Little Fish, which again I'll link down below if you haven't seen my review for that, which you should check out on Hulu as well. But it's a great film. Yeah, there were a couple of hiccups here and there that went unexplained, but again, I'm not being hypercritical of films that were shot during COVID because it's a miracle they were able to even piece together anything, and then just in time for Christmas too. So again, if you want to diversify and go completely left from your traditional Christmas viewing and want to see something more of a sci-fi, this is a film to check out on Hulu. I also checked out The Matrix Resurrections, which I'm also anticipating a review. That's an impending review coming soon. And so if you like what you see, give us a like, leave us a comment down below. If you like my films and would like to follow me here on YouTube, hit the subscription button and the notification button so you can be alerted of my next upload. And until next time, kitties, keep it locked here. And cheers. Cheers to the holiday season. Till next time, y'all.
What do you want to do?
Just want to say here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. XOXO. Nerdy girl.